reason are being silenced.
Women activists who describe former Ethics Minister Dr. Miriam Matembe as their mentor and mother have honored her with songs and dance, saying she has always loved music and dancing.
I rode on the courage of Honorable Miriam. Our dignity is under attack.
Also on NTV Weekend Edition.
I was there, naked, without anything on my face, with no shoes and no nothing.
In part 2 of the one-on-one interview with Andrew Nabimanya, commonly known as Ninja Tubbs, a good governance activist who was abducted last week by armed men.
They warned me billions of times not to tweet anything anti-government. But I don't tweet anything anti-government. I tweet everything anti-bad governance.
We bring you why his captors were interested in his phone and computer after accusing him of tapping phone conversations of top government officials.
Who gives you information from State House?
And
some of our members' spouses have remained pending for between 5 and 15 years.
Where compensation is given by the institution, these compensations are in installments.
torture survivors have accused government of failing to deliver justice, saying thousands continue to wait years for compensation, while others have died before receiving any compensation.
You are watching NTV Weekend Edition.
DFCU, going further together.
If you have an outstanding tax, pay your principal by the 30th of June 2026 and URA will give you a 100% tax waiver. No interest, no penalties, gone. File and pay now at www.ura.go.ug.
You are watching NTV Weekend Edition.
Welcome once again. You're with me, Mildred Pedun, together with Susan Mujawananda on Sign Language. In our top story tonight, court proceedings in Kampala capital city have been disrupted after lawyers staged a nationwide strike to protest what they describe as continued violation of human rights and the judiciary's failure to take action. The industrial action was announced yesterday by the Uganda Law Society, the umbrella body representing lawyers across the country.
Today, we visited several courts in Kampala to establish whether the lawyers had carried out their planned industrial action. At the High Court in Kampala, which handles International Crimes Division, Anti-Corruption Division and Family Court, dozens of litigants were seated outside courtrooms with no legal representatives available to assist them. The situation was similar at Tweed Towers, which houses the Civil Division Court. Only a security guard was at the premises. The usually busy corridors and offices were deserted, with very few people present to handle legal matters. At Buganda Road Court, litigants looked stranded since no business was taking place. Most magistrates' offices remained closed and the courtrooms were deserted.
We are demonstrating against the high-handedness of government agencies, the security, the army, the police that are torturing Ugandans.
Yasin Sentumbwe, a member of Uganda Law Society, commended lawyers who downed their tools, saying the response demonstrated unity within the legal fraternity.
The present will determine what the future should be. So we are using today the register, the percentage we have registered so far is to inform what the future should be like. Because we were talking and people were saying advocates are busy, advocates are looking for a daily bread, but the results we have registered in today's sit-down strike indicate that there is more to do. Can go.
Now, former Ethics Minister Dr. Miriam Matembe was on Friday honored by women activists who described her as a mentor and mother for her decades of fighting for women's rights, democracy and justice. The activists also condemned what they said were repeated security raids on her home and called on authorities to respect the rule of law and freedom. Lydia Feliakulu has the detail.
When you're not strong, then I'll be your friend.
A group of women activists who describe former Ethics Minister Dr. Maria Matembe as the mentor and mother have honored her with songs and dance, saying she has always loved music and dancing. The women, gathered under the Uganda Women's Movement, said the performance was a celebration of Matembe's courage and decades of fighting for women's rights, democracy and justice.
Matembe!
The tribute came just days after she survived being abducted after security operatives reportedly raided Matembe's home, an incident that has drawn condemnation from women's rights activists and opposition figures. Reading a joint statement, Penelope Tanyu said the movement is standing in solidarity with Matembe, describing the raid on her home in Luzira, Kampala as an attack on democracy and the rights of citizens.
Raids on homes, harassment of citizens, and intimidation of activists are not the hallmarks of democracy. They are the tactics of repression. Institutions that are meant to protect rights are being weaponized against those who dare defend them, those who dare speak up. We, therefore, raise our collective voice, just as Dr. Matembe has taught us, to say what we all know. Stop raids on her home. Stop raids on Ugandans.
The activists say that if authorities suspected Matembe of having committed any offense, they should have summoned her through lawful procedures instead of raiding her home. At the event, all speakers described Matembe as a fearless leader who continues to inspire women to join public life and speak out against injustice. Some said they are products of her mentorship.
We are products of Honorable Miriam Matembe's recruitment. We were sleeping as women who were comfortable, but she came and said, no, there is no comfort here. As women, our dignity is under attack. That time I was still in the falsehood of judicial power, her worship, my Lord. And yet the Lordship is being controlled from somewhere.
In 2011, when I first surfaced on the activism scene in this country, I rode on the courage of Honorable Miriam. And as a person who has been mentored by Miriam, I don't think if I were the one she would be this emotional, but it breaks my heart that as a country we are getting to a state in which we get to see things we've read about. It is very Simani.
Dr. Miriam Matembe always tells us that one of the biggest weapons that she has is her mouth.
They also called on religious leaders, the judiciary, parliament and other institutions to speak out against what they described as growing intimidation of government critics.
We cry the beloved country that the mothers of the nation are being harassed, that the voices of reason are being silenced, that there is no more respect to the elders, that there is no more respect to those who are considered as the movers and shakers of the nation. Every community has elders that they respect. Every community has people that they think they can always run to hold people accountable. But if our community, if our country, if our society no longer believes in the aspect of age, no longer believes in the aspect of dignity, no longer believes in the aspect of accountability, what would we call it?
Human rights lawyer Sarah Birete said her home was also raided shortly after security operatives searched Matembe's residence.
President Museveni should come out and address the country. It's less than 2 months of his elective term, but everything is upside down. Is this the Sanda no sleep? He said it's Sanda no sleep. We didn't know that Sanda no sleep means him deploying the army to make our lives sleepless. Can he address the nation and explain why citizens are sleepless because of the conduct of the military in this country?
Birete said the following morning, security operatives also raided the offices of Akina Mamawa Africa, where they allegedly seized an internet server and other equipment while claiming they were searching for Matembe. The activists vowed to continue speaking out against what they call violations of the Constitution and attacks on women's rights, insisting they would not be intimidated into silence. Lydia Feli Akulu, NTV Weekend Edition.
That under the era of...
Now, Andrew Natumanya, commonly known as Ninye Tubbs, has told NTV that the security operatives who abducted him on the 17th were more interested in his phone and computer, accusing him of tapping conversations of government officials. Tubbs, however, dismissed the claims in the interrogation room following his abduction. The social media activist was further asked to explain how he allegedly helped Robert Kyagulanyi, the exiled president of the National Unity Platform and former presidential candidate. Kyagulanyi fled Uganda shortly after the January 2026 elections. NTV Studio Ruhanga brings you part 2 of the one-on-one interview with Tubbs, who says he will speak the truth until his last breath.
Who gives you information that you put on the internet? I said, which information? They said, for example, who gives you information from State House? I said, you see the person that you arrested me with, or whoever arrested me with, he's the person who has been giving me that information. They said, are you sure? I said, yes. Because, Sudil, for a fact, I knew even before we left that drone, the moment that gentleman said, I knew it was that was the guy. So I told them, that is the guy. What is his name? I told them I don't know his name. What is his phone contact? I said I don't know it offhand. But when I get my phone, I will give you the information. Ask me, where is your phone? I changed my statement. I told them the people who arrested me took my phone. When they asked me about the software, I told them I don't have any of that software. Some of the things that have that kind of software, I told them any kind of phone recordings, intercepted calls, I receive it from Bobby Wine, he's my boss, and I post it as it is.
Yes.
I don't have that software. And they told me, what role do you play for Bobby Wine? I told them, no. Me, I'm just his supporter and his friend. But once in a while, he gives me social media work to do for him, like you see. Because I knew for a fact they knew that. And I couldn't hide from it. Then they also asked me how much money I'm paid at NUP, who I work for. Then they also asked me about my relationship with Agora, this organization run by my sister Agatha and Toko and others. I told them I don't have anything to do with Agora. Now, it is until I was released that I realized Agora was actually putting up a good fight. For a fact, I'm very, very grateful to that team. Then they asked me about where Bobby was hiding. The time after election, they told me they had information that I was the one hiding Bobby Wine. I told them no. I last saw Bobby Wine the day he voted, and that was it. Then they told me I took him through Gulu, to escape out of the country, which is not true. But they were speaking from a point of confidence, like they knew what they were talking about, which was actually not true, Sudhir. Then I think on the 4th day, by the 4th or 3rd day, I had lost count of days. Then on a certain morning, they brought someone came, opened. It was not the sales guard. This time the sales guard was not there. But he had left me with the scarf. So they gave me my clothes and told me to dress up, that they are taking me to court. It is on that same day I was released. So they actually left it with me. Eventually, I ended up going home with that scarf. So they took a picture that at the end of the day, saw on the internet with my cuffs. But before that, if you analyze that picture very well, my legs were also tied together. So they took that picture. But Sudil, take note that the same person who took my pictures naked
is the very one who took
is the same person who took this same picture of me in the Toyota Harrier after they got me out of the dawn on handcuffs. And it is on the internet.
How could you tell that it's the same person? You had the voice?
No. So while they were taking pictures of me naked, I was naked. My face was showing. They didn't put anything. I told you I was born.
Yeah.
They didn't even cover my face. When those pictures come, if they ever come out, Sudhir, it will not be AI. When it's AI, I'll tell you it's AI. But I was there, naked, without anything on my face, with no shoes, no nothing. But I'm waiting. I'm not even about to stop. They warned me, Sudhir. They warned me billions of times not to tweet anything anti-government. But I don't tweet anything anti-government. I tweet everything anti-bad governance, Sudhir. I don't tweet anything personal with anyone. If Sudhir, you're stealing, and I come and say that you're stealing, I should not be blamed. If I can prove that you're stealing, then you're a thief. You guys in government, when you steal money from the government coffers and buy those luxurious cars, build those luxurious houses, you are going to drive those cars on these bad roads that you don't want to fix. And when you talk about them, all you do is jail us. You will jail us. You have to build much more jails, because us who are speaking up are also training others who will speak up. We're also giving birth to children, and our children will give birth to children who will still speak up. Sudhir.
Were you daunted by what happened to you?
Downplayed?
Daunted by
daunted,
what?
like pulled down.
Yeah.
Sudhir, I will say this still in camera. My arrest did not even push me back a little bit. As a matter of fact, Sudhir, my arrest was just fuel for me to do better, because it showed me what I'm doing is being seen. What I'm saying is being seen. And mind you, they do not fight lies. They are fighting the truth. And I will speak the truth. And I will speak the truth to their faces. I will speak the truth even to those in power. Sudhir.
Do you fear for your life?
Yes, I fear for my life. But my life is not what is only at stake. What is at stake is the future of this country. My life is just one life. This country has millions of people, 42, 45 million people. I do not know. But those are 45 lives. I have one life, Sudhir.
Yeah.
Just one life. Even if they shot me today, they shot Chirumira because he was speaking truth to power. Yeah? But I am here. I am speaking truth to power. Even I'm more lethal, I think. And I am going to speak the truth until that bullet lands in my head. I will still be speaking the truth. My spirit will still speak the truth. Even the day I am lowered into the grave, people will come on my burial and speak the truth, no matter what will have killed me. Whether it is a gun, whether it is a bullet, whether it is a disease for which you've not put facilities to take care of or treat, people will still speak the truth. So you shoot me, you kill me, you will still hear the truth regardless of my presence. Sudhir.
Before we started the interview, you said there are some people who are busy accusing you of being a state agent. What's the message to them?
Me, Tabs, being a state agent or otherwise does not make sense. Okay, let's take two events. In the event that I'm a state agent, Sudhir, what most of these people want to hear, I am the state agent that wants good governance.
Exactly.
I am the state agent that speaks truth
to power.
To power. I am the state agent that wants freedom for political prisoners. I am a state agent that wants Eddie Mutwe out of that jailhouse, that wants Waiswa out of Ruzira cells because he has no case. Yeah. So whether I'm a state agent or otherwise, that is not the point now. The point is, am I looking at a better government? Am I fighting for a better country, Uganda? Because, Sudil, me and you, whether you like me or not, we have one country you call home.
Uganda.
Yeah? While in detention, they were mad with me and they cut off the Kenyan bracelet I had on my arm. It had been given to me by a little friend of mine from Kenya. Why? That I'm proud of Kenya and I'm not proud of Uganda. No. We are proud of our country. We love our country. We hate bad governance. We hate bad leaders. To be the case. Namere and others, those who think I fear you. No, that is going to be the case with others that are dining on your cash outs. I am not going to be one of those. I will speak the truth to you whether you like it or not. I am only asking for accountability of the tax we pay.
Thank you so much for affording us your time, Mr.
Thank you, Sudhir.
Right.
All the best.
Session continues tomorrow in part 3 as Andrew Natumanya continues to narrate his ordeal. And with that, NTV Weekend Edition stops for a break, but here is still to come. Still to come.
Another batch of 150 young people has been identified. Today we are witnessing over 33 companies that are actually coming out.
150 volunteers have been selected to work in 33 government and private sector organizations with an aim of equipping them with skills that will later be used in creating jobs.
Young people expect to go into the workplace and get paid a huge sum of money.
And this year's Uganda Rugby Premiership will come to a conclusion tomorrow when Stanbic Black Pirates Rugby Club lock horns with the Toyota Buffaloes at the Kings Park Arena in the grand final. NTV Weekend Edition continues shortly.
It's our mission to secure your money.
Protecting your money is as important as earning it. It is for this reason that the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, DPF, was established by the government of Uganda to provide deposit protection to customers of regulated financial institutions. In the unlikely event that your commercial bank, credit institution, or microfinance deposit-taking institution fails, the DPF will pay you up to 10 million Uganda shillings. Keep your personal information such as national identification number, mobile phone, or an alternative bank account updated with your banker. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, contact DPF at Aha Towers, Plot 7 Lodel Road, Kampala. Call 0312-206-400 or visit our website at www.dpf.or.ug.
We are the DPF. We protect your money. Protection Fund of Uganda.
In 30 seconds, I'll tell you why you have until the 30th of June 2026. First, the 30th of June is your deadline to file your tax returns for the financial year ending 2025-2026. Don't wait. Late filing means errors, and errors mean penalties. Second, if you have an outstanding tax, pay your principal by the 30th of June 2026 and URA will give you a 100% tax waiver. No interest, no penalties, gone. File and pay now at www.ura.go.ug.
Developing Uganda together.
Uganda's economic future is being shaped now. Get the insights, connections, and policy perspectives you need to stay ahead. Join leading professionals, business leaders, and policymakers at the 14th CPA Economic Forum under the theme, Powering Uganda's $500 billion future. Join us from the 15th to the 17th of July, 2026 at the Imperial Resort Beach Hotel, Entebbe, or attend online. Register now at www.icpau.co.ug. The 14th CPA Economic Forum. Be a part of the conversation shaping Uganda's future.
Sometimes dirt can give us something back. That's why I use new Omo. With naturally derived stain removers, it penetrates deep to reach the toughest stains for unbeatable stain removal.
Can I have a light, please? What is this?
Castle Light, the best testing light.
Try it.
Try it, try it, try it.
Guys, look at this post.
Nothing hits like extra cold. Castle Light. Try it.
You got Glovo. You got Glovo. If you're having a celebration, you got Glovo. You can order what you want. You can get what you need. You got Glovo. You got it all. You got Glovo.
Download the app, order with Glovo, track it minute by minute until you receive it in minutes.
You are watching NTV Weekend Edition.
Welcome back. Continuing with NTV Weekend Edition. Torture survivors have accused government of failing to deliver justice, saying thousands continue to wait years of compensation while others have died before receiving any compensation. Now, the concerns dominated this year's commemoration of the United Nations International Day in support of victims of torture, where survivors also accuse security agencies of continuing to torture suspects despite laws. Take a look.
The dialogue attracted officials from the Uganda Human Rights Commission, security agencies, survivors of torture and civil society to reflect on Uganda's progress in preventing torture. Members of the Torture Survivors Association say delayed compensation, weak accountability and inadequate rehabilitation continue to deny victims justice years after being tortured.
UHRS has had a tradition of awarding grossly inadequate and unjust compensation incommensurate with the gravity of the torture meted out to the complainants.
The association says nearly 90% of victims awarded compensation by the Uganda Human Rights Commission have waited more than 5 years for payment.
Some of our members' spouses have remained paying for between 5 and 15 years until some lost interest or passed away before the tribunals rendered a decision or ruling.
And you find that where compensation is given by the institution, these compensations are in installments, and you find that the grievous harm that is done to the complainant is not catered for.
The association is demanding increased funding for the commission, quicker payment of awards, and stronger social and economic rehabilitation programs for the survivors.
Many of our members lost employment because of torture-induced disabilities, while others, especially those who face politically motivated torture, continue to suffer social stigma and have been unable to secure re-employment.
Survivors also questioned government's commitment to fighting torture, accusing authorities of failing to hold perpetrators accountable.
So we wonder where these security officers, when they torture other people, is it very okay to be promoted? Because that is what is happening in our community. We desire a world free of human rights violations, but since we think differently, some duty bearers and rights holders alike, they end up violating people's rights.
The Uganda Human Rights Commission acknowledges that torture remains one of the country's leading human rights violations, despite a decline in reported cases.
From 2020, the caseload was over 3,000. It went down to 2,000 and then 1,000 something. But right now we are at 642 cases. As of last year, the tribunal has disposed of 131 cases. 25 cases were awarded and 106 were dismissed or closed.
Meanwhile, the Attorney General's chambers blamed delayed compensation on limited government funding, saying payments are made according to available resources.
And there is an amount of money that is approved by Parliament for such
So we can only work within what is available to us.
Uganda Prison Service and the UPDF highlighted human rights training and internal accountability mechanisms introduced to prevent torture in the institutions.
When prisoners have complaints, they bring their complaints to the Human Rights Committee, like I mentioned, and the Human Rights Committee forwards the complaints. If he can't address them, then he forwards the complaints to the Commissioner General.
Anyway, we've gone ahead in our training in schools, training schools, from the basic military training school up to now to the highest, which is the National Defense College. Have incorporated the syllabus of human rights training.
The dialogue, however, ended in disagreement after some activists accused the Commission of blocking participants from discussing specific torture cases and naming alleged perpetrators.
People are speaking with both sides of the mouth, scared to speak about the elephant in the room. There's basically a lot of self-censorship. Others could be speaking to defend for their jobs.
One of the things that we had said is that we are not going to name specific cases because we are addressing this subject in
specific cases.
We take your feedback.
But let me tell you,
thank you for
if we can't name specific cases, it is coming to your door.
Those that we are not going to name specific cases. We have all of these cases ongoing, and it interferes with our ability to move forward with them, and I request for our understanding in that.
I'm Benjamin Jumbe, NTV Weekend Edition.
Now, 150 volunteers have been selected to work in 33 government and private sector organizations with an aim of equipping them with skills that will later be used in creating jobs. Now, this comes at a time when the country is facing mounting pressure to create jobs as growing numbers of young graduates struggle to find employment, with many shuttling between offices only to be told there are no vacancies.
Uganda's population is estimated at about 45.9 million, with more than 75% under the age of 30, while a large share is of working age. Over 80% of the labor force operates in the informal sector, characterized by low productivity, job insecurity, and limited social protection. The unemployment rate stands at 13.3%, according to the State Minister for Employment and Industrial Relations, Esther Anyakun, affecting millions, while many others are unemployed or stuck in unstable work. As part of government efforts to reduce unemployment under the National Apprenticeship Program, the Gender Ministry is equipping young people with skills, which, according to officials, will increase their productivity in the line of work.
So far, the program has seen over 1,300 apprentices that have been trained over the different cohorts from the pilot scheme. And right now, right as we talk, another batch of 150 young people has been identified. Today, we are witnessing over 33 companies that are actually coming out to provide placement opportunities to these young people.
Gender Ministry officials explain that the apprentices will be placed in various sectors to ensure that they get jobs immediately after the apprentice program.
This program has given us 72% transition rate of the apprentices to workplaces. 82% they have transitioned from volunteering now to be absorbed as real workers. So we are right now focusing on agriculture, tourism, oil and gas, construction, and manufacturing. All these sectors are the priority sectors that are providing job opportunities for the young people, majorly at the middle level.
However, employers say the biggest problem hindering young people is attitude towards hard work.
But there is a little bit of laxity whereby young people expect to go into the workplace and get paid a huge sum of money. So they have very high expectations, and yet they are coming in with little or no experience at all. So I would think that the volunteer program is very good because, one, it tackles the mindset, because as Uganda, one of our agendas or pillars in the Vision 2040 is to actually handle mindset change.
It's very important to have a positive attitude towards work, towards your supervisors, listening on to the guidance that is given to you, but also on the side of the supervisors and the employers, these are, we would say, like as if harnessing unexploited potential. Please have these people get the right mentorship, induct them right from the onset.
The ministry notes that if all work gaps are fixed, the program will contribute to eradicating poverty.
This particular program will be supporting the period of 1 year, 12 months, and we hope that by the end of the 1 year, the young people should have acquired enough skills for them to transition to the world of work, either to become employed or they will start their own businesses.
Maria Jacinta Kanyange, NTV.
Now, construction work on the Masaka-Mutukula Road have slowed due to a dispute between Chongqing International Construction Corporation and the Ministry of Works and Transport over the quality and standard of the road, stemming from the designs which are supposed to be considered since the heavy trucks are common on this road. Much as construction work is progressing on some sections of the road, there is slow or no activity on the other sections.
The 89.5 kilometers Masaka-Mutukula Road is currently under construction. Chinese company Chongqing International Construction Corporation is the contractor carrying out the works. The contract started in June 2024, and by July 2028, the road works are supposed to be over. The contract is under pre-financing mode, where the contractor pays for the work done in 2 years, and then the government pays later.
Take this project under pre-financing of 2 years, of which so far we are pushing. We haven't met any obstacle.
So far, some areas have been excavated, and company officials say work is going well.
The works are ongoing, earthworks are ongoing, and pavement works are ongoing.
Earlier this week, NTV aired a story where some residents complained about dust on the road.
To get dust and to reduce, but being that we have heavy traffic from Tanzania and even some from Burundi, and they join from here, Tanzania up to here, and it is a dry season. We have enough water bowsers, but when you sprinkle water on the road, before the truck comes back, the dust is still high, but the management is working upon to add on the more water bowsers.
The road is valued at over 690 billion shillings, and the new road is supposed to have a 20-year lifespan. The road carries heavy trucks with goods from within and without Uganda, since it leads to Mutukula border post that lies between Uganda and Tanzania. The designs by the Ministry of Works and Transport have raised questions about the durability of the road, with sources telling us that the contractor is not satisfied with the way the ministry wants the road to be constructed, saying it will not last 20 years. This dispute has caused delayed progress of the project.
We, as subcontractors, we are following employer's design. Employer gave us a design, that is what we are following. Yeah, we hope he considered that.
Officials of the Ministry of Transport declined to comment on the matter. NTV understands that there are some officials who are considering the transfer of contract to another construction firm, which is likely to trigger legal battles. Juma Kiria, NTV.
Now stop for another break, but NTV Weekend Edition returns with more stories. Do stay with us.
Greatness isn't given, it's earned. It's the result of your mindset. Relentless, focused. So when greatness is within reach, you're ready to rule your kingdom.
MTN voice bundle. Ay. Load. Hey. Hello, Mama. Hey, it is me, your son, Opio. Hey, now, Mama, listen to me. MTN has the offer. Yes, it has the offer. You load from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Now they have free MTN to MTN minutes. And those minutes are there all day. So you load, you'll thank me later. Mama.
Load an MTN voice bundle between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and get 3 free MTN to MTN minutes valid all day. Dial *100 *21 hash and get your free minutes bully daily. Free your fire with free minutes from MTN. Together, our connection is unstoppable. MTN.
You are watching NTV Weekend Edition.
Now, in the fifth part of our series, Chasing the Big Dream in the Air, we turn our attention to the state of Uganda's aerodromes. As government backs plans for a mega international airport in Mbarara, debate continues over whether priority should instead be given to upgrading and fully utilizing the country's existing aerodromes. Some say that Uganda should first develop domestic aviation infrastructure, expand internal flight networks, and maximize the benefits of domestic air travel before embarking on such an ambitious project. While the proposed airport is being promoted as a potential global aviation hub, a tour across the country reveals infrastructure gaps alongside untapped opportunities within the existing network of the aerodromes. Now, in this part of the series, Norbert Kunda examines the condition of some of Uganda's aerodromes, the challenges as well as the opportunities they present.
As government moves to transform Nyachalala Airfield in Mbarara into a major international airport and aviation hub, it is banking on Uganda's location as a possible midpoint between Asia and South America. According to President, Uganda's geographical location makes it strategic refueling and transit point for flights between China and Brazil, with ambitions to capture 30% of that traffic. But a tour of existing airfield tells a different story, one of underdeveloped infrastructure, low traffic volumes, and missed opportunities. From Arua in the northwest to Kisoro in the southwest and Jinja in the east, several airfields are already supporting trade, tourism, and regional movement. This raises a key question: should Uganda first invest in strengthening the aviation infrastructure it already has? But what's the current state of airfields across the country? As indicated in the previous story in this series, the facility lacks critical infrastructure, including air navigation systems, fire and rescue services, and customs, as well as immigration. It's a 1.5-kilometer gravel runway, limits operations to small aircraft carrying between 16 and 24 passengers. Passenger traffic remains minimal, averaging just 30 to 40 travelers a month. In contrast, Arua Airfield in West Nile presents a different picture. By mid-morning, aircrafts are already landing and preparing for other daily rotations, linking Arua to Entebbe, Kajansi, and parts of South Sudan, with some completing up to 4 legs a day. One aircraft taxis along the gravel runway before taking off for Entebbe with a full passenger load, kicking up a cloud of dust as it lifts off. Another aircraft, which had arrived from Kajansi, is scheduled to proceed to South Sudan before returning to Arua. Arua's strength lies in strategic location of Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo and South Sudan, making it a vital hub for cross-border trade and humanitarian operations. A significant number of passengers originate from the DRC, many cross into Uganda by road and then board domestic flights from Arua to Entebbe, while others connect onward to other destinations. Arua remains one of Uganda's busiest domestic airfield, averaging 180 air traffic movements and more than 1,000 passengers a month. Ego Air currently operates 3 scheduled flights a week. Immigration officers are stationed on site, unlike at many other airfields where they appear only on demand. Despite this demand, infrastructure remains a major constraint. The 1.8-kilometer gravel runway limits aircraft capacity, while expansion efforts have been slowed by land acquisition challenges and compensation disputes. Residents were compensated around 2018 when the government first moved to expand the facility. While many accepted the terms, some disputes remain, including disagreements over valuation and compensation among a few landowners.
They went to the community and said their land does not stop here, rather it stops the other side. Then the community says no, what you compensated was from here up to here. But where you are sowing now, you have not compensated.
There are some few people who refused the compensation because they thought the compensation was less. They are still around. But in terms of land, I think we have now enough for the 3.5-kilometer runway length.
Community leaders say additional land is still needed to meet expansion plans, but the government has not fully engaged them on subsequent acquisition plans. The government plans to develop Arua into a regional and international airport. The first phase of the project is estimated to cost $143 million, about 529 billion shillings. The government is currently engaging the African Development Bank for funding under the Tourism Development Project. In southwestern Uganda, Kisoro Airfield is located near the borders with Rwanda and the DRC. It serves as a key gateway to Bwindi Impenetrable Forest National Park and Mugahinga Gorilla National Park.
004, when you're ready, at your discretion, enter runway 1836 and backtrack runway 36.
From the onset, Kisoro presents a different picture from Arua. There is no dusty runway as aircraft take off or taxi. The runway and apron are paved and upgrade works are ongoing. Unlike Arua and Nyachalala, Kisoro now has a paved runway, taxiway and apron, as well as operational safety systems including fire and rescue services. Over the past decade, traffic has grown significantly. In March alone, the airfield recorded 528 passengers and 104 aircraft movements. This was during what is considered a low season. Located just a few kilometers from Rwanda and DR Congo, this facility is not just a local facility. It handles both domestic and international flights. Now, tourists make up a big percentage of the passenger traffic here at this facility.
And a number of gorilla families increased. So you find that Little Soro has developed drastically and has reached on a stage whereby we receive, in the season of tourism, we receive more than 7 aircrafts. A journey from Kisoro to Entebbe that takes about 12 hours by road is reduced to roughly 1 hour and 15 minutes by air. However, Kisoro is not without limitations. As you have seen, as you have moved around here, you have seen storied buildings of which we're not supposed to be having around the airport. In the case of any of them, which were there. You have seen that, you have seen the trees, you have seen the mountains. So the telling of Kisoro also dictates. Plans are underway to extend the runway and expand terminal capacity as the government considers upgrading the facility to international status. However, there is room to extend the runway by an additional 800 meters, bringing it to a maximum of 2,000 meters. In eastern Uganda, Jinja Airfield, originally built with a short runway, has recently undergone improvements. By March 2026, most of the upgrades had been completed, including a paved runway measuring about 1.7 kilometers, an expanded apron capable of handling 6 medium-sized aircraft, and a new taxiway to improve aircraft movement. The upgrade of the Jinja Airfield started in November 2024. Now, according to engineers, the completion rate stands at 95%. Now, a number of features have been added. For example, the taxiway. The taxiway helps in the transition from the runway to the apron. Now, the apron is basically the parking space for the aircrafts, so the taxiway helps in relieving the runway occupancy.
The other feature that has been added are the safety strips.
And when we are designing runways, we look at the altitude. So you'll find that this length of 1,700 meters can accommodate the CRG, okay, at sea level. If we are at 0, it could accommodate. But here, it cannot accommodate at full load.
The airfield has a small terminal building with a cafe, waiting area, offices and washrooms, similar to many other airfields.
We would have loved to make this one longer than 1.7, okay? But we had limitations. When you look this side, it is already a built-up area. We couldn't go beyond it. When you turn this side, we have got those hills. We couldn't go beyond where we are because if an aircraft is taking off, it will already be entering what? Entering a hill.
Officials note that while the airfield has basic facilities, including a modest terminal building, aviation police security, and meteorological services, it still lacks key infrastructure required for international operations.
We are required to have a control tower here. A control tower, those are the guys who communicate ground and the air. We need to have the fire and rescue services because in the aviation industry we treasure safety and security. Those ones, we don't have them here.
However, other challenges remain, including the poor state of the access road leading to the airfield, which authorities say must be improved to match the upgraded facility. Across the country, a clear pattern emerges. Arua demonstrates strong demand constrained by infrastructure. Kisoro shows how investment can unlock growth, though it still faces limitations. Jinja reflects gradual progress, while Nacharara highlights both ambition and scale of what is missing. This has sparked debate among aviation stakeholders. Some argue that the government should prioritize upgrading existing airfields that are already supporting economic activity, especially in trade and tourism.
Revenues in airports are based on a cost recovery arrangement. Is what you pick from there is what you reinvest. Short of that, then you'll have government to construct an airport from other sources of funding.
According to the Uganda Civil Aviation Authority, most airfields do not generate enough revenue to sustain their own development, making them to rely on government funding and other financing.
Even with those where are frequented by tourists, none of them can generate enough revenue for investing in themselves for these very, very, very heavy and costly infrastructure.
Uganda currently has 57 airfields, with only 14 operated by the Civil Aviation Authority, including Entebbe, Arua, Gulu, Kasese, Kisoro, and Jinja. Other airfields owned and operated by Uganda Civil Aviation Authority are Moroto, Lira, Masindi, Tororo, Soroti, Pakuba, Kidepo, Gulu, and Kasese. Entebbe International Airport remains the country's main gateway and continues to expand, with passenger numbers rising to about 2.4 million annually. Meanwhile, Kabalega International Airport in Hoima is nearing completion and is expected to become operational in July 2026. However, many still face challenges, including land constraints, limited infrastructure, and low passenger demand.
What we are doing now is to anticipate that when we invest now, we must also accompany it with a robust marketing plan.
The Civil Aviation Authority says there are plans to revive domestic routes once operated by Uganda Airlines, including flights to Arua and Kasese. But also, Entebbe International Airport itself is undergoing major expansion. Passenger traffic at Entebbe International Airport has grown from under 100,000 passengers in the 1970s to about 2.4 million annually today. The airport has recently undergone expansion, including a new terminal opened in 2024. Further upgrades are still ongoing. The upgraded terminal will increase capacity with more check-in counters, immigration desks, boarding gates, and enhanced baggage handling systems with improved security. Cargo volumes are also rising. The cargo center was recently expanded by 100,000 square meters with plans to double that capacity within the next 2 years. But land remains a constraint.
And we had negotiated with the government to give us land of agriculture.
According to the Civil Aviation Authority master plan, there is need for a second runway measuring 3.7 kilometers.
The expansion in the next 50 years would demand that we actually find a way of getting out of NTV here, probably across the water into those areas of wire.
Then, should Uganda first invest in aggressive marketing and development of existing aviation infrastructure before pursuing a new mega airport project? In the last part of our series, Chasing the Big Dream in the Air, we will look at what the business and tourism fraternity in Mbarara and the region expect from this project. Norbert Atkunda, NTV News.
Greatness isn't given, it's earned. It's the result of your mindset. Relentless, focused. So when greatness is within reach, you're ready. Rule your kingdom.
MTN voice bundle. Ay. Load. Hey. Hello, Mama. Hey, it is me, your son, Opio. Hey, now, Mama, listen to me. MTN has the offer. Yes, it has the offer. You load from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Now they have free MTN to MTN minutes. And those minutes are there all day. So you load, you'll thank me later. Hey, Mama.
Load an MTN voice bundle between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and get 3 free MTN to MTN minutes valid all day. Dial *21# and get your free minutes bully daily. Free your fire with free minutes from MTN. Together, our connection is unstoppable. MTN.
Start something new, something uplifting, something so effortless and golden. A thirst-quenching burst of sweetness and malty flavor. So rich and full of memories. It's 100% taste, 0 alcohol. Try it. Savor it. Feel it elevate every moment. Sip after sip, gulp after gulp. After all, life's about turning ordinary thrills into golden chills.
Start something malty with the new Evervest Malt Apple and Pineapple. Try the burst of sweetness and malty flavor. It's 100% taste, 0 alcohol. Available in a shop or supermarket near you. Evervest Malt. Make every moment golden. Evervest Malt is from the makers of Pepsi Cola in Uganda.
Now talk Commonwealth Games because the senior women's national netball team, the She Cranes, are undergoing non-residential training in preparation for the games that will take place in Glasgow, Scotland. And joining us for this conversation is the Uganda Netball Federation Vice President Technical, Richard Muhumza, who is here to take us through the team's preparations. Good evening to you, Richard, and thank you for joining us.
Good evening, madam. I greet everybody here. Richard Muza is my name, as she has said.
All right, let us start with the numbers. How many players are you taking this time round for the games in Scotland?
The number of players going to Scotland will be 12, but as per now we are still more than 12.
And now we've learned that you are still doing non-residential training and preparation with only 1 month left to the games. Aren't we running late?
Yeah, we are not running late. We are still in non-residential, but I want to inform the viewers that on Monday we are beginning residential training. They are going on Sunday, and on Monday we begin residential training.
Now, we also realize that the many players who represented the country in the last Commonwealth Games have since left the country. Do you think the team is still strong and ready to, put up a good performance that they previously did put up?
Yeah, the beauty with the game of netball in Uganda, we are really blessed with a lot of talent. Okay. Many have left, but we have still many. And I'm confident that the guys we have can even play better than the ones who have left. We are not scared over that.
And so what will a win mean for us as a country?
A win for us as a country will of course be very, very celebrated, and that will mean that the game of netball is really moving forward and growing. Yeah. Okay,
and then finally, as we conclude this conversation, issues of welfare, resources and preparations have always cropped up when games like this or tournaments like this come up. So are we well prepared? Are we well resourced this time around?
I would say we are well prepared. Government has given us funds. On 11th, we shall be going to Johannesburg to have a practice game with South Africa. And they are financing everything as we go to Glasgow. I'm very, very grateful to the government of Uganda. They have really helped the Ukrainians. We are moving forward very well.
What will be your final closing remarks?
My final closing remark, the team is preparing, of course, much as the government is giving us, but well wishers, those ones who love netball, they are still very free to come and add. You can bring fruits, you can bring more water. The girls are there. They really want all that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Richard Muhumuza, the Vice President Technical, that is for the Uganda National Netball Team, the She Cranes. And with that, NTV Weekend Edition comes to an end. We do appreciate your company. Now, to catch a repeat of the stories that just aired, feel free to visit our social media platforms, NTV Uganda, with the hashtag NTV News. I'm Mildred Pedun, together with Susan Mujawananda on Sign Language. Have yourself a fantastic night.